Imagine you live in a world where everyone in your path aside maybe 15 others are small, jealous, selfish implosions of individuals who worship fake robotic celebrities that are actually demonic. Hate the superstars near them because they cannot put the actual work in themselves to become that level. So these real authentic superstars make them feel small, even though they totally can put the work in to become that level themselves, and want others to support them, but are afraid to do anything because they know that they themselves do not help anyone else. So to them, this is unlikely. However, the first chance they can steal, lie, or cheat to get ahead, they are all over it. Victims of a harsh programming intended to keep them a slave.
What's up, Voodoo Breaker?
What's up, my man?
Dude, you look good, bro.
You too, man.
Thanks.
You too.
No, I gotta get
always on the.
I gotta get back to the fucking gym again more often, brother. When I see you, dude, that's you, man. I think that, man. Like, you're a fucking badass, brother. Fuck, dude. That's that's the thing, here's the thing, Brandon, what I thought about in all my life and all my philosophy and everything. And we've been hanging out for a while. I think that, like, it's not really about, what a lot of things are about what you do. And when you do something to inspire people, that's life changing. Like, a lot of people don't do things to inspire people. What they do things to do is to just, like, kind of hypnotize people and shit, right?
Well, what you do is definitely who you are, and there's much greater things that we can do that we're not doing. And
Well, but Brandon, listen, somebody,
actions are way more powerful than words.
listen, Brandon. Growing up, I didn't believe in God, right?
Because I question some people being evil.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes them evil is because they don't have anything inside. And if I think God is within, everything's inside, they probably don't have God or don't know God, and they're evil, and therefore they're soulless. So, like, maybe people they're just physically here, but there's nothing inside, and that's what evil is.
A shift in how you walk, speak, think, act. A shift in how you interpret your circumstances and command your future. Let me tell you something that most men never grasp until it's too late. Your life bends to your assumptions, the way you expect things to go. So what if you assumed right now that everything is working out for you, even when it's hard, even when it's silent, even when there's no proof? What if you lived like the outcome was certain, like the door was already open, and all you had to do?
You choose to do the right thing. You tell the truth. You be valiant. This is about being valiant. That's what it's about being honest, being true, and being strong, being courageous. You will have an excellent life. It will be an unreal adventure. All you have to do is take every single thing head on and be honest and be true. Sometimes it's harder to take it from the source. So in the next segment, I want to activate someone who's activated me in the past and give back. Because if you find the right ones and you support them and you have the power to actually realize that, it's powerful. You'll notice the big wigs, all they are is in service to the idea, service to the mission. They're constantly working. They've got a higher level of stamina. They're channeling a higher level of energy, right? And if you take your life on, head on, completely honest, investigative, totally in study, treating things like a science, not talking unless you actually know what you were talking about because you've studied, and more than studied, because you've applied. The Demon Slayer name comes to me after a 3-year burpee group commitment, early morning. Link in the description below. It's hard for me. It's hard for all of us to even hold that line. But you do it. You do it. You put one step in front of the other. You put one foot in front of the other, and you get it done. You know what you've got to do. The problem is you don't do it. You're going to take the easy way on the couch like so many, or you're going to get up and you're going to show up. You don't care because something actually doesn't want you to care. It wants you to be constantly working on something unimportant so that you're not working in something important. It wants you weak. It wants you out of shape. It wants you depressed. It wants you suicidal even. It wants you in hardship and drama. It wants you to follow its deception. That's why you're down. Because it's actually feeding you downers in the water supply and the information supply and the cultural supply and the money supply and the nutritional supply. It's feeding you downers in the job supply, right? And the application supply. No one's chasing their full soul destiny because they're not taking life on honestly. They're not taking on courageously. They're not taking the matrix jumps that they need to take. They're not taking risk. They're being comfortable. They're getting toys. They're just too easy. Offer them a loan, offer them this, offer them that. Right? Open the door here. No discipline, no research, no study, no care. People just don't care enough. They got you not caring enough to take the needed steps to get out of a tailspin. Very hard, not easy. That's why most people don't do it. Most people won't get there. But to get out of the tailspin means you really gotta paddle. To get out of the whirlwind black hole, you really gotta change every little habit that you have now. Every little piece of slave information, programming, doesn't matter, drama, deception, destruction that you have now. You change that out. One by one by one by one by one by one. Every bad habit, you take it out. Every good habit, you put it in. All those are mandatory every day. Early bedtime, early wake up, hit your macros, hit the gym, read the greats, be able to discern between the best of liars out here. And they all use the truth. They'll say exactly what I'm saying, except that they'll have evil intentions. Thus pointing out the importance of having pure intentions. And in this fake world, how easy it is to be super real, which will be super recognized from above. Am I not supposed to be telling you that? Maybe we're cosmically guided here. There's definitely more than meets the eye going on. And you're gonna get some stuff done. This next segment is a bit of a testimonial and a bit of a discussion. All right? Please subscribe, like, comment, tell me who you are, tell me that you're real too, because that's really all I'm looking for. You can check out the James Bond lifestyle in lifetime for yourself. All the previous lifetime is all here in these history bubbles. All right. You can go through these and see the lifetime since this 3-year ago journey till now started. I'm not saying how long this will go on for. Also here, links. These links I update. They have stuff that has helped me on the journey big time, right? If you need one-on-one help, the first link in the menu is my website. All right, you can go here, register, okay, and get into an interest program Right now, this is really like the recruiting engine here for the Demon Slayer tribe, the International Assassin Squad. We've already got several members. Check this out so you can get a little taste of the culture, of the flavor, all right? And then get with us. Who?
The truth of it is, you start applying yourself in a really godly, goodly way, greatly way, and something great on the other side starts to recognize that. You know, everybody's afraid of terms. There's no semantic argument on the other side, so something on the other side recognizes that and opens doors for you that you earn, just like in a video game, where you put tough challenges against yourself, take those challenges on, valiantly, honorably, honestly, transparently, for real, something hooks you right back up. That's the real truth of it all. Sometimes, you know, they say the EQ is more powerful than the IQ, right? And it's, I believe, where the IQ grows from, honestly, is that EQ. And so we're measuring a symptom of something else, right? Anyway, much love to you guys today. I hope you get it in hard, get that EQ up, get that reputation going with the other side, and get blessed by the angels. Love to you.
War, deception, conflict, war, control, manipulation, deception, conflict, war, deception, evil. None of us can tolerate any evil anymore. Yes, we're in a sea of fakes. Just a few of us, real, disciplined, do what we say, treading water, guys, in this sea of fakes. That's the situation now. But we'll bring in a couple people. We'll bring in a couple more, slowly but surely, keeping our circle tight, keeping it small, weeding a few out too, right? Then, once we have a small, rolling, tough circle, we can recognize the same in others. Takes one to know one, and start to network with other tough, small tribes of guys, of people. We cannot tolerate evil anymore. Slowly but surely, we make this decision. We galvanize ourselves. We hold the line higher. We keep our hands cleaner. We do more. We're more productive. We're more intense. We do not tolerate evil at all anymore in our surroundings whatsoever. And definitely, you can forgive and thank the evils that present you challenges to overcome so you can get your wings and the next stage, right? Definitely thank you, because you're tossing your ability to get those wings in the next stage, and you're probably tossing your soul to the depths of horror, doing all this deceptive, warring, conflictive, dramatic, destructive crap. Thanks, we forgive you. But we're not gonna let you in to do it with Tom, Sally, and Sam and sabotage the whole thing and knock out the underpinnings from the whole thing. Come on, man. You know, we're logical, intelligent, well in study, well in application, experimentalists, finding out what's really real, the real deal. We're investigative. We don't just take some deceptive control freak's word for anything. You can't just lie to me.
About late stage capitalism. So late stage capitalism is when capitalism has grown into the full ugly beast that it is. Like, because capitalism, okay, we love the idea of freedom, right? We love the idea of free enterprise. You know, in its core, capitalism is a beautiful thing because every man has the ability to go from zero and provide and start something beautiful. But there is a evil, dark, sadistic, like demonic side to capitalism, and you see that within the industrial complexes of the world, to where everything from what's it called, pyramid schemes and multi-level marketing and all of the different little side hustle, get rich quick, marketing, all those things. I mean, for me, I was into it for years, all into the personal development and entrepreneurship kind
I
of
remember.
industrial complex.
I remember.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Notebooks. Yeah, I remember.
yeah, all those things, and I come to see that there was an evil demonic side to that as well. So it's when it grows to a certain point, it morphs, it mutates into its true form. I would say. I mean, because it anything that we can find, that anything in this world that human beings enjoy, the demons will see that thing as an opportunity. Any human enjoyment is found as an opportunity for what's it called? Um,
Oppression.
oppression, or we can
Hijacking.
exploitation, or
Yeah.
you can exploit anything that people find pleasurable. You can exploit it. Sex and money and all the things. That's why Las Vegas is what it is. It's known for the Sin City, the exploitation of the human soul. And then so I get, and in this, the rave has been targeted by the industrial complex machine, and turned into, now you'll have, I mean, have you seen the stages on some of these the music festivals now, these giant,
Insane.
yeah, 60,000, 100,000
Crazy.
people,
Yeah.
with giant like pyrotechnics and
Yeah, it
all
looks
the,
like they have 100,000 studio beams. What were they called?
yeah, studio spots right now, yeah,
Yeah, studio
and
spot, yeah.
so, and yeah, they do. They literally, I mean, it's like $1 million just in lighting for
Yeah.
these things, and it is a and while it started as this beautiful thing, people getting together, it turned into this whole industrial complex. And so I'm warring against those things in my little way, in my little corner of life. But then we also have to think about how we live our lives day by day, and then coming from the real experience of what it is to be a person in the Albuquerque Breaking Bad scene, coming from that
Yeah.
life, and coming and going into jail. And now that I work in a prison, and I see, I still see guys every day. I mean, I have a classroom of guys that are in prison, and they want to change their life.
Right.
And it's a crazy thing. I mean, because of the story is the same for many of them. They had some, not so fun childhoods. They had
Yeah, man.
a lot of different influences when they were kids, and then when life gets crazy, because it does, some of us get crazy along with it, and that can lead people
Totally.
into catching cases, and even killing people or doing things like that, and committing crimes, and all of that still feeds the demonic machine of the prison industrial complex. Like it's a thing that just turns, they don't. So there's a thing that we're all, another one of my missions as a warrior for God is to promote restorative justice.
Well,
So
bro, I gotta, not to plug,
yeah,
but I have to submit to you the stuff that's been on the nutritional diversity site for a year now, about especially how nonviolent criminals should be establishing ecological enhancement projects, reforestation, a
yeah,
relationship with nature heals, man. It heals
yeah,
all kinds of different things. Definitely criminal intentions and lack of empathy and putting them, yeah. So I'll shoot that to you. And
yeah, absolutely.
just to continue to roll with the back and forth a little bit, I think a lot of this has to do with size limits and sustainability, and living in a sustainable fashion with nature teaches us that, pay attention to nature, you understand everything better.
Hmm.
If we were to spread out, there's a lot of driving room, and if we were to have new cultures new music cultures, new straight edge cultures, new sober friendly cultures, and movements of conscious productivity and realization of some of these dark and drastic evils, and reestablishment of, like you said, it gets big enough to where it starts to sterilize the valid, healthy culture that we build for our children off of there, and then gives us this totally cancerous culture, and cancerous even food culture, monoculture, right? And then so now we're all stupid and toxic water culture, all. But anyway,
So I'm teaching a series at church on Sundays called Life 101.
I'll be
And
there.
so and so Life 101, I've done three parts so far. Life 101 for me, life, because so if you go to college, your first introductory class in whatever topic. So if you go to English, your first English class in college is going to be English 101. It's your introductory into these higher things. And so this series that I'm teaching is kind of the introductory thing for a successful life, a truly fruitful, truly fulfilling life. And so Life 101 Part 1 is faith. It's on the YouTube channel now. Life 101 Part 1 is faith, because I believe a truly fulfilled life starts when you come to terms with what you believe. And you start to really believe what you believe is really real. Because a lot of people talk about faith and have like illusions, or kind of they have some kind of vague understanding of what faith is. But most people, even though people that say they believe something, they are practically, when you look at their life, they don't really behave like people who believe what they believe is really real. They behave like atheists. So an atheist is a person who doesn't believe in God or anything. An atheist only believes in the natural world, like whatever they can see, feel, touch, whatever's. So instead of mind, body, and soul, it's just, for an atheist, it's just mind and body. The only thing we
Honestly,
know.
they're not even connected to the natural world anyway, because if you really get connected to the natural world, the thing that you really start to see tying everything together is the spirit.
Well,
It's
that's. I mean,
really
there
what
there
it's
was
really what if you
there was a
really make the
famous
connection.
there was a famous scientist, William Paley. He did natural theology. So he would
Okay.
observe nature, and he would point to God. He'd say, "See that? That's
Ugh.
God." And so, and his argument was called the Watchmaker Argument. He would say, if you found a beautiful gold pocket watch on the beach, right, and had all those little intricate gears and little jewels and all the stuff that's inside of a really nice expensive pocket watch, if you saw that on a beach, what would be the logical conclusion to come to? Would it be that that just happened over millions of years of random time and energy and random mutation by natural selection? Or would you conclude that there was an intelligent mind that created it? Which is the most logical conclusion to come to when you find something that has all this intricate design in it? This is called the teleological argument for God. And so when we look at the universe, when we look at nature, when we look at genetics and atomic structures, even when we get down into the subatomic, all of these things have these crazy order to them, which would point towards some kind of mind, because chaos does not give birth to order. It doesn't. That's not the way chaos works. And so minds give birth to order, and we see order in nature. We see the seasons, and we see how nature balances itself. They call it
No, it's highly intelligent.
homeostasis, right?
Enough
So
about it.
yeah,
Never get bored.
right? And so if we see a system that has an order and a balance to it, what is the most logical conclusion to come to? Is it that just random chance by natural selection by Darwinian evolution? I mean, is that the best conclusion? Is that the most logical conclusion to come to, that there is no purpose, there is no mind behind life? And I don't believe it is. I'm a former atheist who did not believe in God, and I have come to believe that this world that we live in isn't just an accident. So
No
and
doubt in my mind.
so
Yeah.
so Life 101 Part 1 is faith, where you come to the understanding, okay, there is a divine presence, there is God, there is a God, to the creator, to the creation. And then when you engage your faith, and say, if it was the Christian faith and you engage faith in Jesus Christ, and you believe that 2,000 years ago there was a Jewish man that was nailed to a cross, and he did this because he wasn't just a man, he was also the Son of God who came to redeem the world. And you take those precepts, and so it's just a claim, right? It's you can claim anything you want. You can claim that the universe is made by a flying spaghetti monster, but when each claim that you make about the spiritual world, it will have a certain level of power to it. If you claim that Jesus Christ is the Son of God and he's a real being, and you believe that, then it should have power to do it. And so I'm a personal witness to the power of putting what happens when you put your faith in Jesus. Your life changes, and millions of lives all around the planet have chosen to put their faith in Jesus, and lives have been changed for it. It's for me, it's evidence based. It's not even theoretical. It's not even just a spiritual claim. It's like, okay, I did this thing, and now I have these results.
No, it's
Uh,
become a reality for me too. And
all right.
I love what you were saying. Once you start operating inside of the real reality, stuff above starts to notice, all right, you figured it out, buddy. Good job. And they give you some hookups, you know.
Yeah.
I hope. And
Blessings upon blessings. So
yeah,
faith,
exactly. Yeah,
faith leads
yeah,
to blessing. So the opposite
yeah.
of faith leads. So you have blessings and cursings in life. And I've seen that faith leads to blessings. So yeah, I'm doing this series, Life 101, because my daughter is about to go off to college, and she's
Wow.
leaving, and she's going to upstate New York, and she's going to be gone. She's not going to be in New Mexico, and I just want to, preach something that can give her and all the other young people and older people too, who are still trying to figure it out.
Because old schoolers with tact who see the bigger mission, my friend, and the bigger mission requires us to have a bigger level of commitment. That means the cleanest hands. That means we're bringing people together, uniting them, because separation is what this polar negative intelligence is wanting to do to us. So we're going to nurture nature. We're going to build that relationship. We're going to get the superpower from the food and the microgreens, right? Right? And we're going to keep building on that. We're going to keep building on that stack to the point where we actually change this culture that is not sustainable anyway. It's a temporary liar bullshit culture. And I hate these demons more than anyone. And I was born of one. You know what I mean? I went to the polar scale of being one. And then I was just like,
Brandon,
no,
you're a
fuck
fucking
this
rock
shit.
star, dude. That's the thing. Okay. Man, you get to hang out with rock stars. I'm lucky, man. You know, I don't think
Well, I'm
rock
lucky
star.
too because I'm actually hanging out with someone who everyone, like you said, everyone's
No,
full of shit.
I mean, fuck. To me, you're a fucking star, right? Listen to
To
me,
me, you're a
Brandon.
star. I have the same
The
thing to
fuck
say, and
I
it
am
takes
not.
one.
I'm
It
just
takes one to know one.
a
That's the truth of
motherfucker
it.
in a bullet shop, bro.
And it takes one to know one, and that's the truth. And here's another thing: I'm kind of not a rock star because I'm not playing to the
No,
crowd,
you
bro.
are, dude. That's the thing. I
I could
found
give a
fucking rock stars.
I
You
could
know,
give a shit about the masses. I could give about the groupies. I could give a bit shit about the groupies. I can't already beat them off. Oh, fucking pry bar, I can't get them off of me. No, but like, you know what I'm saying? And I could give a shit about that. I'm looking for the small crew who's actually gonna make big things happen, live an excellent life, the fast and furious of reality team that's gonna enhance the ecology that this polar intelligence is completely
Let me
fucking
tell you
up
something
on
about
a
you,
daily
dude.
basis.
Let me tell you something about you. Here's what you need to realize, dude.
Who?
You're a star, right? Do you realize that?
Thank you, dude. I appreciate that,
You
man.
don't have to. That's exactly what makes you a star, though, right? You can't tell somebody, like, all right, dude, I've met a lot of people in my life, but I think that Brandon Angel needs to be in the movies. Honestly, man.
Oh,
No, I
he
do.
will.
I think
Dude,
everybody fucking sees that shit too. I was like,
dude, I
okay.
have some fun. I want to bring back the Drunken Master series, bro. You know, like for real.
But I think we could make it happen, you know.
I don't drink, by the way. I was making a joke. I really liked those that series. And I don't drink.
No, no,
Yeah.
Brandon. So listen, I think you should be famous, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, listen, this is what I think. Cause so I start. Let's just unpack that real quick for a moment. Why not? So I think that this is what happened. Like the ecological thing is screaming at me. Like my relationship with nature is so deep and so important to me, bro. Like I really don't care about anything else. I'm surprised I'm not out there right now. Like, you know what I mean? But I have gotten into the routine of this, so I'm gonna go ahead and live it out real fast. And if I'm chopping off two heads of the dragon, as I was telling you before, if what you know, this is a multi-fit. This thing, this polar intelligence is coming with this multi-phased attack, right? And if you're gonna take on two of them, why not take them all on? Fuck this motherfucker anyway. You know what I mean? Like I don't like anything he's doing at all, really, honestly. You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous. And to the you know, like the family courts, it's just the debauchery that exists on this planet. It's worse than the Braveheart movie, man. It really is. You know what I mean? And I really see, and through that relationship with nature, I was able to see, just like you said, like you can see a lot clearer than most. Now I can see a lot clearer than most, and everybody. If I start trying to talk to anybody about it, I'm immediately going to be called crazy from the masses of programmed bullshit, mask wearing people. And that all said, right? If I'm going to take on the ecological challenge, I'm going to take on this whole thing. I'm actually literally moving from
You
place
know
to
what's
place.
happening with you?
Dude,
Hey,
check this out. No,
listen
but
to
this
me
is
for a
real,
second.
dude. Okay, okay.
You know what's happening with you?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're a genius, right? I could see that clearly. What's happening with you is you're describing what's happening inside of your mind,
Okay.
um, theatrically in front of people because it's inside of you, and you could do that.
Well,
And
because I can see it also.
yeah, but the
Like
problem,
everyone's blind. They're in a voodoo spell, bro. Nobody can see the things that
yeah,
I'm
I see
talking
the
about
fucking booty
because
shit, man.
they've been
But you're
removed
so
from
intense.
nature.
You're so intense, brother. People can't take you.
Yeah,
You know what I
true
mean?
statement. That's a true statement. That's a true
So it's
statement.
like, dude, I see you, bro. To me, like, it would be a great time for me to hang out with you because I'm fucking weird, right?
Come on
Like,
down.
no,
Anytime, bro.
but
In
listen,
fact, I keep a
I'm gonna
spare
describe
room
some.
every place I go.
I know, but listen, Brandon, like you and me would have a great time because we're both people. Like people misinterpret me in a way, and they misinterpret you in a way, right? Like you're a nice guy, but you're intense as fuck,
Yeah,
right?
true
And
statement.
people can't handle it. Like
Well,
they can't.
I'm a feral guy, is what it is. I'm a natural person,
No,
where
but
everyone else,
to me,
honestly,
I
where
would have been
everyone
hanging.
else is so
You're the
held
guy
back
that was
from the
not part of
line.
the fucking everybody else, dude.
Yeah,
You're the kind of guy that I would have been hanging out with as a kid because I
yeah,
was the guy that was not part of everybody else either, and that's you. And that's because we're born that way, bro.
yeah. And I actually had 50 guys just like me back then, right? But we're in a different era
No,
now.
I could see that nobody was ever like you, brother. You're just like
That might
you're
be
the
true. That might be true, but you know what? They want you to think that other people are like you. They want everyone to think that you're just like the next guy, but you are one of one. And
But
as long as
Brandon,
you
how
give,
many
as
people
long
could
as a
tell that
person,
you're, listen to me,
everyone's
bro,
one
how
of
many
one.
people could tell that you're a biologist, but that's your passion, right?
Yeah, nobody figures I'm a biologist. Yeah, no.
Yeah, but that's what you are, though.
Yeah. And honestly, that thing that you were saying about people can't take me, it's okay. I can't take people, to be honest with you. I spend most of my time alone. I'm cool with that. I have animals, I have plants. I'm in a whole other world.
Yeah, like snakes, man. They relax the
Yeah,
fuck out of me.
yeah. So look, I to be honest, I truly do prefer to be alone, and I actually do have quite a bit of social time with people who do feel that I'm a little intenser and a little crazy and all that or whatever. But I really don't care, and I'm not going to change for anyone. And we're all
Well, you
one
know,
of.
the other thing I see, Brandon, like what I like about you, I think that, like, fuck, dude, if we had to work hard on to get some shit done, we
Yeah,
would do it. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Physically. Like,
I get
remember
shit
when
done.
you were talking to some philosopher dumb fuck and you told him, yeah, here's the way to determine if you know what you're doing. Get some shovels and get out of the field. And I was like,
Yeah,
nobody talks like Brandon Angel.
yeah.
He's like, get shit fucking done. And if
Oh,
you work
listen,
your ass
they
off,
will talk to me very differently after a day of that. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, this guy's coming. He's got a PhD. He's talking down to me. Here's a shovel. Let's
and you
go.
can't watch, you
At the end
said
of
you
that
watch,
day, bro.
no,
At the end of
bro,
that day,
bro,
he's
remember,
ready to
listen,
write me a
listen, you're
letter
gonna
of
love this. I
prayer.
remember this. I heard you say this. You said you were talking to these PhDs. They're gonna come down and tell you what to do, and they couldn't even walk up the fucking hill.
Yeah, that's true. That's a true story. Can you believe that? That's a true story. And that's the insanity. That's the one that there's the worst levels of that out in society every day. When I was flipping houses in Philly, a guy told me I've never even been outside of this neighborhood. I'm just like, what? So you eat every like, he ate literally, that's wild. That's wild, right? And this is a dense urban, inner urban area with no trees, no nature at all, which is freaky to me, But anyway, now, especially now. But a lot of people come out of this environment talking like they know everything. A lot of people come out of this incredible, they are this totally product of programming. And part of that is going to be able to tell you that they know everything, never learn anything, be stuck in that situation for the entire duration of their life, never find the truth, never build a relationship with nature, and basically just serve as a slave and holding the whole of humanity back from excellent potentials that we could get, all because this intelligent polar evil is winning over everybody, and we don't have any old schoolers stepping up, doing really looking at the mission dynamically, holding themselves to a higher bar so that they can actually address these things and reshape the dominoes so to where everything falls in a much more beautiful situation. You know what I mean? And that can be ecologically right in front of our face right now, so immensely beautiful. You know what I mean? Yet this crazy intelligence has us so distracted we never even embark on that journey. That is insane, and we need to start now. How better to do that than to refute this unsustainable culture right at the core with the blunt, hard truth of the real reality in which we exist. And we're
Wow.
doing that. And we're doing that.